Angela Merkel was charmed by Britain's naughty schoolboy prime minister during British-German talks ahead of Brexit, a former government insider told a documentary. The outgoing German Chancellor, 67, is preparing to step down in 2021, having said she will not stand for a fifth term in office in Germany's September 26 elections. Talk has grown in recent months about who will succeed Mrs. Merkel as Chancellor after next month's vote. Doubts have been cast over the candidate from her own conservative CDU party, while recent polling has boosted the Greens' hopes that they can control the Bundestag. Mrs. Merkel, who became Germany's first female leader in 2005, has seen her grasp on the CDU slip away and in recent years has been hit by political controversies. One such moment was the refugee crisis in 2015 when 1 million refugees arrived in Germany, with critics accusing the Chancellor of being too soft on immigration. However, an unearthed interview reveals that Mrs. Merkel herself once pushed ex-Prime Minister David Cameron to soften his stance on immigration. Before Brexit, the two leaders had discussed Mr. Cameron's plans for a so-called emergency brake to curb the number of migrants heading to the UK. However, the Chancellor was sceptical of his proposal and sprung a surprise visit on Mr. Cameron in Brussels, according to Craig Oliver, the PM's former Director of Communications, who was interviewed for the 2019 BBC documentary, Inside Europe, 10 Years of Turmoil. The ex-aide said the PM's naughty schoolboy charm initially appeared to have won Mrs. Merkel over. He said, David Cameron had a bad back at the time and one way of dealing with it was just lying down on the floor. I was flicking through my phone looking at messages and then suddenly news came through that the German delegation was coming and that they were going to be here in less than a minute. We both jumped up and started clearing up and Angela Merkel came in, and I remember her sitting down opposite me. She looked like she was finally ready to do business and that she'd really focused on this. Mr. Oliver explained that the PM had demanded Mrs. Merkel agree to an emergency brake for an extended period, otherwise he would face a barrage of criticism if he was perceived to have watered down the plans.